Hey guys, I am Daisho and I am here playing some Magic for you. And just before I get started, I wanted to say that I have a video up on Duel's community and you should go check it out. Hopefully I'll remember to put a link in the description to that. But anyway, this is game 2 of match 1 of this draft that I did February 19th. So it was a little while ago, but I've been busy making other videos and I had to catch up on the draft previous to that. But anyway, I start out with pretty happily with a Doom Traveler followed by a Loyal Cathar. So that's definitely a really nice start for me and pretty much the start that I want to get every game. It would have been a little nicer. Well, actually, that wouldn't have even been possible. But I was about to say it would have been nicer to get a Reckless Wave turn 1, but then you can't play the Loyal Cathar turn 2 since he's got double white. But my opponent plays a Drog Skull Captain here, and I think I'm going to lay down the mountain and then just get in there. I really don't like the Drog Skull Captain on the battlefield, and I'm not exactly sure what I have in my hand. My deck doesn't really have that much spot removal, but it does have Burning Oil, so I get rid of him. It's not because I didn't want my Doom Traveler to die, it's just because I really wanted to get the Drog Skull Captain out of there. I know my opponent's running Lingering Souls, and he's probably got some other spirits as well. He's got the Moon Heron at least. I can't remember any more off the top of my head, but you just don't want to have to deal with that. It's not a good situation for you if your opponent's running Drog Skull Captains. But right now he plays a Forbidden Alchemy main phase because he didn't have a land. He wanted to make his land drop. And I guess he didn't really have any other plays either, so I'm just happy because that means that I'll probably be able to get him for 3 next turn, because I don't really think that he has much in the way of 1-drops. So this is pretty good for me. I'm thinking that this could be a really good game. It's unfortunate that I couldn't play a 3-drop or another 2-drop turn 3, and like I had to use my Burning Oil, but it definitely was necessary. I can't exactly see. I think they were really good cards. I think it's a Feeling of Dread in there and a Drog Skull Captain, cards that he really didn't want to give up, but he needed the land, so he picked up the land, played it, and then passed the turn. He really didn't want to miss that land drop. He probably has got a couple of important things: land drop 4, land drop 5. So then I just get in there again with my dudes, Doom Traveler, Loyal Cathar, play a land, and then I'm gonna tap them. Nope, tap some of them, just 2, and play a Thraben Heretic. And I don't know, maybe I could have had a 4-drop that turn. I don't think so, but I definitely want the Thraben Heretic on the battlefield because I know that my opponent is running Unburial Rites, and I don't really want him to unbury that Drog Skull Captain. So Thraben Heretic should perform pretty well in that scenario. And the fact that if I just leave him open and he targets something with Unburial Rites, then the spell will fizzle and he'll just be sad-faced. I really like Thraben Heretic in the current format. The fact that you can exile a creature from a graveyard is amazing, because when an opponent plays a creature and it has Undying, then it goes to the graveyard and then it comes back. So when it goes to the graveyard, you can just exile it with Thraben Heretic and then it never comes back. In addition to things like Unburial Rites and stuff like Stitch Drake right there, where he needs to exile other cards from his graveyard to do so. So that's one reason why Thraben Heretic is good. If you can rid their graveyard of some creatures, then you're just really happy. But anyway, I only have 1 mountain here. I'm wondering how much that is restricting me. I doubt it's too much, but I just play an Unruly Mob, so I guess I would have tapped a Plains if I needed to. I'm pretty sure that's Unruly Mob. It's really hard to see right now, but I think I figure out later on in the game that it's Unruly Mob. I remember in one of the games that I played, I really just could not figure out what it was, and like I didn't figure out what it was until it died. So that's one of the difficult things about editing these videos, is it's sometimes hard to see the cards, even though I played the game, because I did play it a couple of weeks ago, so I don't remember every single play when it happens. But anyway, he plays Feeling of Dread and taps down my guys, so that's unfortunate, but at least he leaves this. I mean, I'm not really exactly sure why he left the Thraben Heretic up. It wouldn't matter because I would have tapped it in response, and I would have killed a creature, but I was a little confused about that play. I was not expecting it because I knew he had the Feeling of Dread in the graveyard, so he would have been able to play it for an island and 1 colorless. But he didn't leave an island up because he had to play the Stitch Drake. So then he actually played another Feeling of Dread from his hand. So that was like, oh wow, I was not really thinking that I would see that. But that's fine because I guess he did what he did earlier because he knew that I would probably still swing in with my Doom Traveler or my Loyal Cathar, because then I would be able to get a counter on my Unruly Mob, so it would have been fine. But anyway, now he's gonna play another spell. I believe that's Chapelgeist, and he at his end step, I'll exile Drogskol Captain with my Thraben Heretic, but he gets his Chapelgeist in there, and he still leaves Feeling of Dread mana open, and he's got 2 of them in the graveyard already. And this is where sideboards really should come in handy, because I picked up a Purify the Grave in the draft, but I hadn't been running it in my main board. And then when I looked through my cards for the sideboard cards, I just didn't think of it. He didn't really flashback too many Feeling of Dreads in the first game. I think he flashbacked 1, so I wasn't too worried about it. But right now, Purify the Grave would just be so clutch, because like at his end step or whatever, I still had mana open, so I would have been able to Purify the Grave of both of his Feeling of Dreads, and that would have been amazing for me to just get rid of those things. That's like 2 turns of me not being able to attack and then attacking, so that would have been a lot better, much better situation for me. But then again, who knows if I would have even drawn it. There's only 1 of them in the deck, so yeah, there's that. But not really sure what's going on here. He's getting a Feeling of Dread my guys when I enter attack phase, probably, and this time he chooses a Thraben Heretic, but I just get rid of his dude in response. I think he might be out of creatures in the graveyard. He's also got only 1 Feeling of Dread left in the graveyard, but I don't really think that I'm gonna attack here. Why are all my guys tapped? Why did I tap Thraben Heretic if he tapped 2 of my guys? Maybe I swung in already? I don't really know. Maybe I swung in with the Doom Traveler. Wow, sorry guys, I was not. Yeah, okay, so I swung in with the Doom Traveler. So I'll get a flying token, and I get a counter on my Unruly Mob. So that's not bad, but I guess he didn't really want to take damage every turn. And if I can keep swinging with my Unruly Mob, and then that would happen basically, and that would be really sad. But anyway, I get the Tormented Pariah, which is basically the most powerful creature in the deck, which is kind of pathetic. I picked up the I don't know, Night Revelers, I think is the card called, the 5-cost 4/4. It has haste if your opponent controls a human, but I didn't really come up against any decks where my opponent was running a lot of humans, so I didn't run it, and it's just a 4/4 for 5. It's okay, but I really wanted to keep my mana curve low, so I decided against doing that. But anyway, my opponent now, there's a lot of deciding. You're lucky that later on I skip it, but there was like a period of about 3 or 4 minutes where we were just like making decisions on whether or not we wanted to block, who we wanted to block, how we wanted to block. So anyway, where are we in the video? Looks like something's about to happen. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I don't know what it's gonna be. Okay, he's having 4 mana to get a Moon Heron out there. And Moon Heron's pretty good. Like, I am really happy that I was able to get rid of the Drogskol Captain earlier. Or I mean, that Moon Heron, if it was a 4/3 flyer right now, then I'd be in terrible shape. Like, literally just terrible shape. That would actually suck for me. But right now I'm looking alright. Looks like I'm tapping some mana. I think I know what I've got in my hand, but at this point in the game, I kind of forgot about Burning Oil in the graveyard. I remember that. I didn't remember until later on in the game. So I probably should have just, if I was going to, then just swing in here, because he can't tap me down right now. So that's why he had to worry so much. But okay, so I play the Bonds of Faith on the Stitch Drake, because I do not want a 3/4 blocking my guys. It can basically just murder all of my guys. And then if I do that, then I can equip my Unruly Mob with the Sharpened Pitchfork, and then I can get in with him, because nobody can kill him unless he double blocks me, in which case he would be taking a ton of damage. If he double blocks me, then he would be taking 4, 7, 8. He'd be taking 8 damage, and I'd still be killing one of his guys. So I don't. And actually, no, he wouldn't actually be able to kill me, because I would just kill the Moon Heron in first strike combat, and then he would only deal 2 damage to me. So he has no options to kill my my Chapelgeist. But I definitely think I like this play, even though I didn't remember about the Burning Oil. I definitely think I like this play better than holding back for the Burning Oil. But you know, you can't always remember everything. Like, that's the thing. A lot of the times, the times that I get a lot of comments on my videos saying that I should have done stuff differently is when there's so many different scenarios of things that could happen. For instance, like when I was playing Searing Meditation and I was holding like 4 or 5 cards in hand every turn, and I wasn't playing them sometimes, was playing them sometimes. Those kind of situations. So right here, what happens is basically I lose 2 creatures, he loses 1, he takes 6 damage. So it's not completely beneficial, but right now and my Unruly Mob gets 2 bigger, so I mean, I kind of like it. He kind of likes it too because he's got Feeling of Dread still, so he can just tap down my Unruly Mob. And one of my biggest advantages previously was the fact that I had so many creatures I could swing in every turn. But that's no longer the case. I only have 3 creatures now, so I'm not sure how many cards either of us have in hand, although that would be probably a pretty good thing to keep track of. I might only have 1 card in hand, I'm not really sure, but anyway, he's got a Feeling of Dread in the yard, he's got a Moon Heron in the graveyard now. And unfortunately my Loyal Cathar is still, like, it's really cool, the Loyal Cathars, because your opponent never wants to trade with them, because it's never like a successful trade. If it's just, since it's a 2/2 vigilance, it basically stays up and it prevents them from blocking, and it also attacks and it prevents them from blocking your attack, and it prevents them from attacking into it. So it's a really cool card, and the reason being obviously is that it'll come back as a 2/1 flipped, and the 2/1 won't be able to block. And I think the point of that swing here was, all right, I can deal 2 damage to him, and then when he swings in, I'll be able to tap down his 2 big guys, and he'll only be able to get in for 1. So I mean, I guess on that clock he's winning, because he'll be at 7 and I'll be at 15, so I don't know, it would be close, but obviously the board position will change between now and then. So he's going to exile his second Feeling of Dread, and then I'm going to play Village Bellringer, and I'm pretty happy about this, and he's like, sorry bro, I got another one. So then he plays his third Feeling of Dread, which I know is his last one. I think he told me, but anyway, I still get in there with the Doomed Traveler Spirit token. So now he's at 7, and now I put some pressure on him because he's only got 1 more Feeling of Dread for me, and then afterwards I'm going to start being able to get in. Plus I've killed killed or neutered much of his flying power. I killed the Moon Heron, which was outstanding, and I stop the Stitch Drake from getting in, and I still have the Burning Oil in the graveyard. I think at this point I remembered it, but it's looking pretty good for me right now. I think I'm just gonna, like, I'm probably gonna enter attack phase. He's gonna tap my guys down, and then I'm gonna pass. I don't really want to swing into Chapelgeist. That would not be beneficial. But yeah, he's just gonna flashback Feeling of Dread, tapping my dudes down, the good ones, the Unruly Mob, and the Loyal Cathar. Unfortunate, but anyway, I play a Selfless Cathar here, and then I'm going to tap for Russet Wolves, and then that's pretty much some decent board position considering he no longer has Feeling of Dreads. It's looking pretty good for me this game. I'm definitely happy about it. He's only got a Chapelgeist on the battlefield, and I think this is the end of my turn that he's deciding what, if anything, he wants to do. And it looks like he's going to tap some mana and flash in an Ophelia Seakite. So that definitely helps him out a little bit in terms of stuff to do, but I guess he was hoping that if he flashes it in here, then he can use mana on something else next turn, and then he'll be able to pretty much wall me off and just be happy about it. But he's looking through his graveyard. I don't think he has a swamp yet, which could be unfortunate if he's holding on Burial Rites. He's got a couple of things that need flashback for swamps. He's got Forbidden Alchemy and Burial Rites and Lingering Souls. So at least he didn't draw Lingering Souls this game. That probably could have helped him a lot because he would have been able to chump block and probably survive a lot longer. He probably would have been able to swing in with his Stitch Drakes and stuff. But you know, you can't draw your best cards every time. I think Lingering Souls is probably one of the best cards in that deck, just as Loyal Cathar is probably one of the best cards in my deck. Sometimes the commons and uncommons that are in your deck are more important than the rares, although I don't even know what rares I have in this deck. I think I have like Thalia. Alright, so then he plays a Fiend Hunter, gets rid of my Unruly Mob, of course, and wow, so like in that turn from where it was my turn and I was thinking that my board position was like unstoppable, to his turn, it changed so much. But anyway, I'm still gonna get in there with all my guys. I think just get in there, guys, turn sideways, and then it takes him a while to decide the blocks. But in the end, unfortunately, he forgets about the sharpened pitchfork that's on my Village Bellringer, and then I'll just be able to sacrifice my Selfless Cathar for victory. So this one is going to be Daisho taking him down, think directly to 7. But yeah, here he's going to block the Chapelgeist on Loyal Cathar and Ophelia Seakite. on the spirit token, and then he's going to leave his fiend hunter back. So then that'll basically be, I'll be able to sacrifice this guy. My village bell ring will get him for 3, and my rusted wolves will get him for 4. And then that'll be the game, taking him down straight to 0, and that's the match. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I got the finals from this. I won my next match, but I don't have it recorded. So I got the finals from this, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy those videos. They're pretty cool. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a nice day. Bye.